Hi, I'm Wendy Yellen, and this is the Art of Transformation video blog or vlog. Today's video is looking for love in all the wrong places. Now, if you enjoy these videos and are getting something out of them, be sure to click like and subscribe so that you'll get notified when new ones appear. And we're aiming for one a week or so for you. All right, what is today about? How to recognize when you're looking for love in all the wrong places, and also how to really see what's happening when you actually receive the love that you say you think you want and what you do with it. Whether you're in a relationship right now, or you were in one that didn't work out too well and you want to improve on the next one, I'm going to give you an experiential exercise, actually two today, that will help you understand the patterns that you're inadvertently repeating that don't serve you. And once you have been able to really experience these patterns, then it's a lot harder to just keep doing what you've been doing, because now you understand a little bit more of the consequences of how you're being. It's less insistently blind, as I call it. We often, I'm going to refer to my notes as I often do, we often try to get from our partners what we didn't get as children, but we're still looking for. But we also often, then, once we get it, if we get it, we push it away. Because we're literally unable to let in the thing that we most want. Strange but true. We're we're an odd species. So perhaps we don't let it in, and we may even be resentful of it. Like, finally, you did something right. Like, really, I'm not gonna take that in. I'm not gonna accept that. Geez, I'm just gonna still be angry. It's strange, right? But the thing that we most want, we push it away. If it indeed does finally come, and of course, that's not going to encourage it to come again from the other person. So how to understand what you're actually looking for, what you do when it shows up, and then why it also never seems to arrive. You may be trying to get from your partner now or in the past something, the same thing that you've been trying to get for decades, whether it's doing something differently around the house, acting a different way towards you or others, just simply how they're being in the world, maybe the way they take their shoes off. It could be anything, right? But seriously, you've probably been trying to shift them or get them to be different, act different, love you differently for a long time, and you wouldn't be here if it was working. So again, we create, our expectations were created when we're children. We don't even realize it, and then we go around in the world like imprinted. We're looking for what we're imprinted on. We're looking to receive the same thing that we saw when we were children, even though it didn't work out so well. And then whatever the other person's giving us, we often project on them the lack that we had when we were children. And then it feels like we never get what we want. And I want to open your eyes to the ways that you may be looking in the wrong places with that person, and maybe open your eyes to ways that you are rejecting love. We're going to do an experiential exercise that'll pull back the curtain on what you internally expect to receive and feel in an intimate relationship, including why it can be so difficult for you to love the person you love and to receive love from the person who loves you. All right, I'm going to give you two different eidetic experiences that both of them were, like all eidetic images, created by and copyrighted by Dr. Ahsen, who is my teacher and friend and mentor, and who was the father of Eidetic imagery. So here are two. You can do this with your eyes open or closed. See your parents standing directly in front of you from a time when you're growing up. Now just hear the instruction and allow an image to form. We're not looking for you to repeat history or anything like that. We're just, again, I'm going to repeat it. Hear the instruction and see what shows up in front of you. Vivid, vague, that doesn't matter. See your parents standing directly in front of you from a time when you're still growing up. Now take a good look at both of them. Whether they were together, whether one died early or left, just see the image the way it shows up. Don't control it with your head. Now, as you see them standing there, do you get a feeling of personal warmth from their bodies? Just look. Pause the recording anytime you want more time. Whose body gives you a better feeling of personal warmth? And what kind of feeling does the other parent's body give you? Again, this isn't thinking, this isn't history, this isn't what they did or didn't do. You're looking at an eidetic image and you're seeing it. So I would suggest that you rewind a little bit and go back and do that again, and then make some notes. Notice what you're seeing. Notice how you're feeling. I'm going to do a second one here for you, a bonus one. Now as you continue to see them standing in front of you, now look at their skin and concentrate on their skin for a while. Again, pause as much as you need till you can see it and experience what you're seeing. So when you look at their skin, does it seem to accept or reject you? Describe how you feel when you look at their skin. And then pause and make some notes about what you just saw, and I'm going to help you understand it in a moment. It can be really enlightening to see what happens when you see them and you experience their personal warmth or lack of it, and when you feel whether or not it feels like their skin seems to accept or reject you. I know it's an odd question, but you can actually feel it in the image, and one parent may be different than the other. Now, we need, as children, we need warmth to grow. A puppy needs warmth. We need warmth to grow into loving, connected human beings. And notice what happens in the image when you see the warmth, the personal warmth, or when you don't, and how you respond. That's the meaning of this image. How you, the young you, responds. Again, not what you're thinking, not what this here and now person is thinking. That is of zero value in this work right now, in terms of what we're doing right here. When you see the skin, or when you see their warmth or lack of it, do you pull back? Do you want to go towards them? Do you feel like there's something wrong with you? Just whatever it is. And then how might that be being repeated right now in your relationships, in your assumptions about what you are getting and what you will or won't get, in the way you respond to an overture of warmth or rejection. All of these patterns you can see in this image. And then if you'll just gently look, you'll often see that they are repeated in what you're doing right now. Now, this has nothing to do with forgiving your parents or getting anything to do really with that kind of thinking, because what you're seeing is the way your parents are inside you right now. And that's why it's so difficult sometimes to change. I'm going to give you an example. So in preparing for this video, I went back. These two images comes from Dr. Ahsen's consciousness mapping. And I do one of these, there are about 30 images. I do some aspect of consciousness mapping with all my private clients. And of course, I've had my own many times. So my very first one was in 2004. So I went back to the notes. And I'll tell you what I saw. What I'll actually, I'm going to read to you what I saw. Now yours will be different, okay? And yours are not supposed to be like mine. Yours is supposed to be like yours, because it's telling you what's going on inside you. Just like Rebecca. I gotta fix that. Okay. My father's has more personal warmth. Mom's body expresses tension. I'm aware that the images of them have been pretty much the same image since I had seen the first one, which was 17 images ago, and that the essence of them has stayed pretty much the same. So I'm really seeing, I'm consistently relating. My father has more warmth, and when I look at my mother's body in the image, I feel she's expressing tension. Okay, this one is very telling. Mom's skin wants to accept me, but is afraid. It very much wants to contact and feel warmth towards me, but there's fear. I want to be nearer to her skin and more connected in that way. Dad's skin accepts me, but too much. It's too sticky, not literally, but figuratively. His skin accepts me in a way I don't like so much. This is very accurate for the things that were happening for me when I was younger, but also what comes through is because the image that you're seeing is, the only reason you can see it is because it's reflecting what's happening in you now, even if you're not aware of it. So when I see my mother's wanting to connect to me but afraid, I'm also seeing, it's as if I'm seeing inside myself where there's a desire to connect, but I'm afraid. And if someone comes towards me too much, like my father, I also reject it. I also have, in this image from 2004, a desire to move forward, but I'm not. And I feel the tension in my mother. So I'm going, this is describing at 2004 what is going on also. Of course, it describes my history, but it's describing also the way I'm relating in my life right now with closeness and acceptance and fear of rejection and pushing away. All of those things were happening in my marriage and in myself. Take a good look. And I hope you write some things down, because if you ever do this again, if you do some real deep work, and honest deep work, and then you look at these images again, if you've really changed, then they will change too. So you may be quite angry at your partner. You may feel like you don't quite get what you want and deserve. Or maybe when love comes towards you, you don't recognize it, or you push it away, or you can't let it in, or you still feel so hungry and unfed by the love that you get. But these images give you an experience of how that dynamic got created in you and how it's currently running the show. That's my experience. But we're not working with memory and history, so this is why it's showing you what's happening inside you. So if you're tired of not enough love going on in either direction, and you really take in this image and how it feels to the young you, it'll give you massive insight into what you're blindly doing, which is creating exactly what you don't want and leaving no room for love to enter. It has to do with different dynamics of love and desire for connection. So security or lack of, personal warmth, your own affection and ability to give and receive and feel it, tenderness, comfort versus coldness, hostile rejecting, ungratifying love, and so much more. So what can you do? What's a small step that you can take right now? Make a list of 5 ways that you notice yourself rejecting love and connection that you want. You'll have a really good head start having done these images. So for example, maybe starting a fight before potential intimacy, or being received with warmth, but immediately going into some critical mode. Maybe receiving a gift and finding a lot of fault in it. Those are just a few of, I'm sure, endless examples. And because you have this foundation in you now of what's going on inside you, you'll be able to be more sensitive and to be able to answer these, make a list and answer these thoughts for yourself. Again, if you can recognize how you look for love in all the wrong places or how you push it away, then it'll allow you to begin to address what you need to do to be able to let in, which is easy to say and much harder to do. So we'll continue talking about this love in the next video. See you there. You already know that there's so much more to life than what you're currently experiencing, or at least you hope so. And you also know that you didn't come here for a life half lived. There is much more for you. So let's start. Go to www.measiwanttobe.com. There's an application there. Fill it out and submit it. And then we'll meet by phone. During that time, I'll show you how your eidetic image is showing you, pinpointing exactly where the difficulties are arising from, and also, even better, your unique way out. We'll also go over what you're experiencing right now in your life, what you want, and how it might work for us to work together privately with Eidetics. And this is true no matter how much personal work you've done. There's absolutely no obligation. This is my gift to you. It's a gift of my time. www.measiwanttobe.com, and please hit subscribe before you leave. There is so much more to life than what you may currently be experiencing, and you don't have to do this alone. Hope to talk to you soon.